Today topic of discussion is infection. What is infection? Infection is injurious contamination of body or part of the body by bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoa and rickettsia causes injury or by the toxin that they may produce. Okay, bacteria, fungus, virus, protozoa, it will infect body or part of body, otherwise it may produce toxin. So lodgement and multiplication of organism in the tissue of host constitute infection. Next one is classification of infection. It have 5 different classification of infection. First one is primary infection. What is primary infection? Means initial infection with an organism in a host constitute primary infection. That means exposure of pathogen for the first time. This organism enter first time and causes infection. Name is called primary infection. Second one is reinfection. Reinfection means subsequent infection by same organism in a host. Okay, exposure of same pathogen in second time. Primary infection causing organism only, again causing infection in second time. Name is called as reinfection. Third one is secondary infection. What is secondary infection? When a host whose resistance is lowered by pre-existing infectious disease, a new organism may set up an infection. This one, that host have resistance to primary and reinfection. Now one more organism enter and causing infection. New organism enter and causing infection. Name is called as secondary infection. First time organism enter and causing infection means primary infection. Same organism second time causing infection means reinfection. Third one is secondary infection. Primary one is resistant. New organism enter and causing infection means secondary infection. Then fourth one is focal infection. Infection localized in a specific part of the body, such as the tonsil, that may spread to another part of the body or tissue around tooth. Okay, this one localized in a specific part of the body. Organism localized in a specific part of the body, then spread other part of the body. Next one is cross infection. Transfer of infection, especially to a hospital patient with a different infection or between different species of animal or plant. This one we consider as nosocomial or hospital acquired infection. These are the different types of infection. What are the types? Primary infection, reinfection, secondary infection. Focal infection means it localized a specific part, then it will spread all other part of body. Then cross infection, mainly hospital environment, it causes infection. It is also called as nosocomial or hospital acquired infection. Sources of infection. What are the sources? First one is human. Man is himself a common source of infection from a patient or carrier. Okay, what is carrier? A person who harbor the pathogenic microorganism without suffering any effect because of it. Harbor means point of entry into the body of pathogenic microorganism. The person having pathogenic microorganism, but they don't have any effect, side effect. they are considered as carrier. The human having pathogenic microorganism, but this one don't affected that particular person. He considered as carrier. Four different type of carrier is there: healthy carrier, convalescent, temporary, and chronic. Healthy carrier never get infected. Convalescent ones that recovered from the disease, they get infection but recovered. Temporary, they have less than 6 months. Chronic, they have several years or rest of the life. They have pathogenic microorganism without suffering any effect. Second sources, animals. Zoonosis, infectious disease transmitted from animal to human. Okay, that second source is animals, disease transmitted from animal to human. We are calling zoonotic infection or zoonosis. What are the infection examples? Bacterial infection, plague from rat, viral infection, rabies from dog, protozoa infection, toxoplasmosis from cat, helminthic infection, that hydatid disease from dog, then fungal infection, zoophilic dermatophytes from cat and dogs. These are the example of zoonotic infection. Third sources, insect. Insect-borne disease, also called as arthropod-borne diseases. Disease caused by blood-sucking insect. Insect like mosquito, ticks, mite, flies, etc. causing arthropod-borne infection. Next one is soil. Soil also serve as a source of parasitic infection like roundworm and hookworm, spores of tetanus bacilli, viable in soil for long time, fungi Schistoplasma capsulatum, and bacteria Nocardia asteroids also survive in soil and causes human infection. Next one is water, contaminated with pathogenic microbes. Waterborne infection, example cholera vibrio, then infective hepatitis A viral infection. Then food, contaminated food may be source of infection. External contamination, example food poisoning, mainly staphylococcus. Next, mode or method of transmission of infection. What are the method that infection transmit? First one is contact. Syphilis, it is a sexual transmitted disease. Okay, syphilis, gonorrhea, then trachoma. This one is the bacterial infection that affect the eyes. Second one is inhalation, influenza, tuberculosis, smallpox, measles, mumps, etc. Through inhale, it will enter to human body. Then infection, waterborne infection, cholera, food poisoning, then dysentery through handborne. It causes infection. Then we already know insect, it acts as a vector. Dysentery and typhoid by housefly, malaria through mosquito. Then laboratory infection transmit during procedure like injection, lumbar puncture and catheterization process. Condition if proper care is not taken. These are the way infection transmitted. So infection notes format: infection, primary infection, reinfection, secondary infection, focal infection, cross infection. Then sources: human, animals, insect, soil, water, food, and mode or method of transmission through contact, inhalation, infection, insect, and lab. Thanks for watching.